Well, hello again and welcome to another episode of the Hyperion Adventures podcast. I'm Tom. As always, I'm with my wonderful, intelligent, gorgeous, very hardworking 8th anniversary celebration love and the wife and the co-host, Michelle.
Well, thank you, sweetie. And hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody. So good to have you with us. We are recording this episode. Well, most of this episode we are recording on Thursday, June 25th, 2026, and it is dropping on June 28th, 2026. And this is our big celebration episode, 8 years, Michelle. Hard to believe.
Hard to believe, and still hard to believe that it's something that I personally just thoroughly enjoy doing with you every week.
Agreed. For 8 years.
Yeah.
For 8 years. But we'll get more into that later because, you know, we are the Disney podcast of positivity. And before we get into our main topic every week, we like to take a step back, take a pause, look back at those high moments, those wonderful moments, those positive moments from the week that was. We call it My Favorite Thing from This Week. And when we do this, well, for 8 years. You know, we've always started with Michelle because she's wonderful, fantastic, all things great in the world. You know, she does the best research. She definitely has the best lists. She also always has the best My Favorite Thing from This Week. So, Michelle, what was your favorite thing from this week?
Well, I guess my favorite thing from this week happened pretty early in the week, and that is that we planted a butterfly garden here at our home, and it has already started attracting quite a few different types and species of butterflies. So it's just really fun to have.
It's perfect. This is World Pollinator Week, by the way. And so, yes, we've been adding to that pollination population per se. Yeah, we've had so many adorable butterflies, some that have been born here, others that just come and visit us. And it's just been really nice. I agree.
Yeah. And I'm looking forward to this continuing because in Florida, for example, the monarch butterfly is a year-round experience. So.
Yes, and it's been quite an experience so far. But yeah,
Yes.
it's been fun and pretty, and it's also very, very good for the environment. So that's really important.
Exactly.
So, very cool.
And what about you, honey?
Well, for me, it seems like it's a broken record, but it's the World Cup. Every week, it's the World Cup. I've been so excited for this World Cup so far. It's been great. All three host countries are on to the second round, which is exciting. But even besides that, I mean, the play has been exciting. There have been a lot of goals. All the superstars are showing up and performing out there. It's been really, really a great World Cup so far, and the excitement's been there, and you can feel it at, you know, even though we're just watching it from home, we can feel the excitement coming from every venue we see.
Exactly. And you can really see that, you know, the countries who are coming over here to visit, along with, you know, the host cities and everything, there's just so much joy and excitement being shared among people who may not even be able to talk to each other.
Yeah, it's been great so far. It's been one of the best World Cups in my memory, and I love the World Cup every time it comes around, but this one has been really, really phenomenal so far. Also, of course, everything you're about to hear, I'm going to assume, is my favorite thing for this week. And yes, vacation's coming up.
Yeah.
That's probably really my favorite thing for this week,
know.
but we'll get to that, more of that later, as well as our 8th anniversary celebration. Let's go ahead and start getting to that, by the way. But I do have a few other things for you this week, including, well, we're halfway to the holidays, Michelle, believe it or not. And that means we've received a lot of information if festive winter visits to the parks are in your plans later this year. We'll tell you all about that. And, well, you know, if you've listened to the show long enough, you know that we did the Year of Lin a while back. That was completed a while ago. But we never shy away from another Lin-Manuel Miranda story. This one's a pretty big one. We'll get that for you as well later. But as I mentioned, that's later. Let's go ahead and get to our very celebratory 8th anniversary main topic of the week.
Don't stop me, don't stop me, ha, ha, ha. Don't stop me, don't stop me, ooh, ooh, ooh. Don't stop me, wow, wow, wow. Don't stop me, have a good time.
Well, hello and welcome to our 8th anniversary celebration live, everybody. Welcome to it. So glad to have you here. Michelle, welcome to our 8th anniversary celebration.
Thank you, sweetie. It's hard to believe 8 years. Wow.
8 years. How has it been 8 years?
I don't know.
It's crazy. How did we last over 8 episodes, 8 minutes, 8
I
seconds
know.
with this show? It's incredible.
I know. And yet it's been really wonderful. It's been rewarding. We've enjoyed it. I know I love it. And we've, through it, have learned to meet some wonderful people, some lifelong friends now. So it's just been way more than I ever expected when you first said, hey, let's do a podcast.
Well, you thought I
I'm
was
like,
insane when I first
I
said, let's do a
totally.
podcast. You still think I'm insane, but it's okay. That's okay. Hey, look, our friend Justin Monorail's here.
Hey,
Woo-hoo!
Justin.
Happy anniversary.
Thank
you, Justin.
Appreciate
it.
that. Thank you for-
Cookie's here. Hey, Cookie.
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah,
Thank
good
you
to
for
see
joining
you. Rita's
us.
there as well. Good to see you. So many here that are joining us live. So many you sent us great messages. This is going to be a fun night because yes, we're celebrating 8 years of this show, but we're celebrating you as well because we're just excited to have you along and you help make this thing so special, right, Michelle?
Yeah, if it wasn't for the fact that we have listeners, I don't know that we would still do a podcast. We may still talk to each other about Disney, but
Well, we do that without the podcast. So yes, that's a definite. But yeah. Oh, look, it's Lori and George. I got excited for the show.
Hi.
Good to
Thank
see
you for joining us.
Hey, the Cotton family's here. Happy anniversary from them as well.
thank
so
you.
nice. Yes.
So nice.
Yes. So let's go ahead and get to it because we have a lot to get to during this episode tonight. So yes, this is our 8th anniversary. Our first show, just in case you haven't been here since the first show, actually debuted on June 2nd of 2018. So technically this is a little bit late for our 8th anniversary episode, but that's okay. We're just have fun doing this anyway, right, Michelle?
Yeah, it's still been 8 years, so
Hey, look, Denise is here. Hello, Denise. Good to see
Hey.
you as well.
thank you.
So, yeah, but it's funny because our 7th anniversary, I was looking into it. Our 7th anniversary special was actually debuted on June 29th. This is debuting on June 28th. So apparently this is just a habit for us now.
Yeah.
This is just kind of what we do now. Hey, Caleb's here. Hey, Caleb. Good. How
Hey,
you
thank
doing?
you for joining
Yeah,
us.
appreciate you being here. So,
Awesome.
yeah, so this is just kind of what we do. So over this last year, we've done 51 official episodes to this point. This will be 52, a full year's worth, plus 1 bonus episode. So technically we've done sort of 53 episodes this year. So very busy. It's been a long time since we've actually skipped an episode.
Yeah.
We've done a best of or anything.
Right. I think a long time ago when we were traveling for, I guess, a couple consecutive weekends, we did a best of show in one of them. But
Yeah, it's been a while. I should have looked back to see exactly when our last one was, but I know it's been at least a few years since we last did one, for sure. So this year, this was one of our most exciting years ever. I think you'd agree, Michelle. We've done everything from interviews with our content creator friends. We've had historians. We've had authors on the show. We've had animated show creators on the show. We had our first ever Disney legend on the show.
unbelievable. Yes.
We've also had some incredible Disney-related experiences that we've done this year. And we've connected with so many of you. Thank you so much, either virtually or sometimes actually in person. And many of you, as I already mentioned, you're already saying hello and saying great things in the comments here. But also you've sent us so many amazing messages.
Yeah.
And we're going to share some of those as we go through this discussion. What we're going to kind of do is look back at this 8th
The year that was.
of the podcast. And then later we'll look a little forward to what we have coming in the 9th year, which we were technically sort of already in for the Hyperion Adventures podcast, Michelle.
Yeah. We've dipped our toe into the 9th year.
That's right. And so many of you have become basically found family to us, but we did have some actual family that sent us a message, and we'll go ahead and kick it off with that.
Hi, Tom and Michelle. It's Rita and
Cookie.
we want to congratulate you on your 8 years of Hyperion Adventure. And we hope you have many more. Love you. Bye.
That was Rita and Cookie who are here in the crowd.
Yeah,
Thank you very
thank
much for that
you.
nice
Thank you for
message.
taking
It's a
the
great way
time.
to start it. Yep, I appreciate that so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Nice sentiment for sure.
Yeah, so that
Great
was
way to
really
start.
nice. Yeah. So let's go back to a year ago when we did our 7th anniversary special. Right after that, we were wrapping up our Year of Lin. But as we promised during our Year of Lin, one of the things we needed to do to kind of get it started was our Hamilton extravaganza. Yes. And for our Hamilton extravaganza, we invited some of our best friends to be on the show with us. Frank and Jen from Theme Park Thursday with Dillo's Diz were there with us for that. Keenan and Rachel, formerly a part of our World podcast, joined us as well. They were with us, even though they're not doing that show anymore. They were with us because, remember, we did a crossover episode when Hamilton first debuted on Disney Plus. We did a crossover episode with them. So if we're going to talk Hamilton, we had to be with them. And they're such great, great people as well.
Oh, yeah. All those wonderful guests are true friends of ours. And again, just such an amazing thing that happened as a result of this podcast.
Right. For sure. Again, some of these amazing friends we've met along the way, found family, for sure. So, not long after that, we had our first cruise planned. It was a very special cruise plan of the podcast year that we were very excited about. We were so excited about it that we needed to bring aboard a cruise expert. We brought on board Chris, the DCL cruising dad, to talk all about Disney cruises. And I believe he actually sent us a message.
He sure did. He sure did. He said, "Happy 8th anniversary to the Hyperion Adventures podcast. From one Disney dreamer to another, thank you for being the most positive Disney podcast out there. Your joy, kindness, and love for all things Disney, especially DCL, always brightens my day and lifts my spirits. Here's to many, many more years of magic, adventure, and that signature Disney positivity, and real men love Frozen."
Oh, yeah, they do.
Keep shining,
as we all
Tom
know.
and Michelle. Thank you so much, Chris. So wonderful.
Really nice note from Chris there. And he's great. We've had him on a couple times over the last year.
Yeah, and he always brings a wealth of knowledge.
Yep. So fun.
Yes.
So that was great as well. So, so we did have that Disney cruise ahead. Not only was it a regular Disney cruise, it was a DVC member cruise. And what an experience. The only thing we were missing from that cruise is, Soul Duo, of course. But we did get a message from two of the biggest supporters of our show, but also Soul Duo fans. Of course, that is George and Lori. Michelle, could you read their message?
Sure. Happy to. It says, Happy anniversary of your wonderful podcast. Thanks for 8 years of bringing the positivity to our world. Looking forward to many more years and hope to see you again soon. Lori and George.
Yeah, they're so nice.
Yeah.
I love Lori and George very much.
Oh, it's always great, and that we got to meet them in person and really sit down and chat, had some extensive talks, I think at Lighthouse Point, and it was just amazing time and really found that they are I knew they were nice and great people, but they are amazing.
And we do need to be in touch with Soul Duo again to find out what's going on in their world. So we may be reaching out to them soon, maybe sometime in year 9. We'll see if we can get them back on the show sometime soon. But yeah, so we did have that DVC member cruise, which was our first ever DVC member cruise. And what an experience that was. That was one of the most exciting and interesting cruises we've ever been on. So many amazing Disney people involved. Of course, the guests on board, but the celebrities involved. We were blessed to meet many of them, get some pictures with them, just have so much fun. It was one of the best things we've done this year. And who knew that this was going to start what ended up being a pretty phenomenal run of things after this, Michelle?
Oh, most definitely. Yeah. But it was surreal being able to go on a cruise and, you're at a party and you're dancing and you realize, wait a minute, I'm dancing next to the star who voiced Ariel, or meeting Floyd, Floyd Norman, who is also a Disney legend, started back at the Disney company as an animator when Walt was still around. Just so many phenomenal experiences.
Hanging out with Ahsoka Tano.
Yeah.
Not bad. It was pretty good. It was a pretty good cruise. That was something special. But that just kind of started, as mentioned, was pretty crazy. But one thing that also came out of that cruise was we were able to reconnect with one of our favorite past guests. Disney historian Didier Guez was on board that cruise to do a talk. And later he joined us on the show to talk about one of his great monograms put out by the Hyperion Historical Alliance, the origins of Walt Disney's true life adventures. And among many of the things in this spectacular book, he talked about some of the harrowing things that kind of happened while they were getting that footage there in Alaska, and also some of the fun stuff, the fun Disney stuff that kind of came out of that as well. Let's hear a little piece of that.
Best moment when I was reading the diaries of Elma Milot was when they're back. They just traveled back to, I think, Juneau, and when she arrives in Juneau, her entry in the diary is first bath in 2 months. And it's like, oh my! And then the other one is that Walt also goes at some point to Alaska the year after the Milot out there, and he goes with one of his daughters, with Sharon, actually. And they almost suffer a catastrophic plane accident. They almost die basically on that trip. I mean, it was really touch and go at some point during that trip. They encounter a storm, and they are in a plane that's obviously not pressurized at the time, and so on and so forth. And they almost go down. So that was quite scary also to rediscover that. I knew that, but I rediscovered that during the research, and it was like, oh wow. But then you have like other moments during the research that are more fun, less scary. I mean, it's not all, the whole book is not just about the trip of the Milots to Alaska. It's also about some of the Donald Duck projects from the 1940s, educational project, and you see a lot of artwork from that. It's also about the history of music, a project on which a wonderful artist called Sylvia Holland worked quite a bit, and I already discussed that project a little bit in Did You As They Pleased, but I had a chance to go in even more depth in this volume, and there is so much more to be told that I hope I'll tell that story in another volume later on. It's about a project about electronics with new characters that the studio was developing at the time, and with Donald also interacting with those characters. It's about so much more than just Alaska, and also obviously about all of those unproduced true life adventures, because that was also fun to unravel that package to find out, okay, but what else were they working on? What else? What were the routes that you traveled that didn't necessarily lead to finished movie or series or episode of the series? So that was really fun.
Yeah, so just a great chat with Didier Guez, who's such an amazing historian and really, really into this cool research. And it was great to get to talk with him again.
Oh, yeah. I mean, his book is so full of amazing, like you saw, if you're watching on YouTube, you saw some of the details of the animation art that was coming out at that time, and how he weaves together the importance of all of the things that were happening that still brought together, these great films about nature. And so yeah, he's amazing. He has so much I know I keep saying people have knowledge, but he does. He's an amazing historian. He's been like a certified Disney historian for decades, and it shows his passion coming through.
And highly recommend that monograph if you get the chance. Pick it up. Hyperion Historical Alliance. Stewarding books is usually where you can find a lot of their stuff. Definitely check it out. So really, really cool. Also, so we wrap up that cruise. Yes, we ended up booking Didier to come on the show, but also literally like the day that we pulled into the port on the last day, we received an email from someone we had met on a different cruise a while back. He was doing great things with Marvel kids shows. This was James Eason Garcia, who is now the co-executive producer and story editor for Iron Man and His Awesome Friends. He just agreed with us to come on the show. We've been working with him for a while, and we were so excited because he's such a great guy. But he came on the show, and we had a little video of him talking about that moment that he found out, hey, you're going to get to make this show for Disney Junior, which was really, really cool.
Disney does these things, a lot of the studios do these things called a bake-off, where they will go out to multiple creatives and say, what would you do? and everybody kind of everybody submits their ideas, and then whoever wins the bake-off, obviously wins the bake-off. We'd had to postpone a big trip to Europe for my big birthday. I was turning 40. We finally got to go out in 2022, but because we had postponed so much, every time we postponed, I was like, well, let's just add a couple more days to the trip. And if I'm adding a couple more days to the trip in Europe, we're going to Disneyland Paris. So we went to Disneyland Paris because I was working on this Iron Man thing. I was like, well, I had to stay at the Art of Marvel Hotel that had recently just opened. Again, my love of comics and art and working on this thing, all of that together just felt like this was the perfect place to be. So we checked in that one morning. It was probably September 2022. We checked in and we were walking around. I just bought this really cute new Avengers hoodie that I was all excited to wear. And I was going around taking pictures in front of all the art. And I get a call from my executive at Disney Junior, Brian O'Connell, another great champion of mine who I absolutely adore. He reached out to me and he was like, hey, James, do you have a moment to chat? And I was like, yes, Brian, for you, anything. He's like, well, I just want to let you know that we've decided that yours is the version of Iron Man that we're going to go forward with. And I'm standing in the Art of Marvel Hotel. There's this giant Iron Man statue sitting next to me. And it just felt like so kismet and fate for all those things to be coming together at that moment. And then, but it also meant, okay, once I'm home from this vacation, I really got to get to work.
So he's such a great guy, and what an interesting story and interesting life he's already had, working with Star Wars, working with Marvel, working with Disney princesses. Incredible.
Yeah, I mean, definitely an episode. If you haven't checked it out, it's definitely worth checking out. I mean, it is amazing. He's one of the few people who actually wrote the words for Yoda. I mean, who can say that? It was like,
yeah.
So few
and a
people.
Lightsaber battle for Yoda.
That's
true.
That's
pretty incredible.
Yeah.
So.
It's among so many other things too. It's just incredible.
Yeah. And he's got more stuff coming that I don't think he wants us to talk about right now.
Yeah.
We know a few things that are happening, and it's going to be good things ahead for James Easton Garcia, and just really appreciated him coming on the show. And we got to see him a couple times, by the way, also in the Disney parks.
Right.
Which was really fun. Really fun. So yes, we get off the cruise. We have these amazing guests, but that's not it. No, because just a few weeks after that, well, it was time for Destination D23 to come around here to Orlando. And man, that's always a great event. All the D23 events are great. So many fantastic panels, so much more to see. It was just an incredible weekend out at Walt Disney World. We went out to Not So Scary as well, which was all fun. And that was just an amazing time.
Yeah. It was a lot of stuff packed into a small amount of days. That's for sure.
Yeah. So one huge surprise that came out of Destination D23 was they were giving away a special tour that they were just starting to do. It's called Walt's LA Tour. And they're like, yeah, we're going to pick some people out of this crowd of several thousand people. And we're like, yeah, that'd be cool. But what's the likelihood of it happening?
They said like 8 to 10 people or whatever out of everybody there.
Yeah. What's the likelihood of that happening? Well, we received an email like a couple weeks later, and lo and behold, of course, they chose Michelle to have the opportunity to go to this Walt's LA tour. Now, Michelle, we got this thing and we're like, well, that would be nice, right? But we can't possibly, we just got off a cruise. We just went to Destination D. We can't go all the way to LA, can we? Right, Michelle?
I know. Our first instinct when we saw the email was, it was bittersweet to think, we could have, we've won something, but this is just impossible to turn around and like you said, fly out to LA. It's the time of year we have Scott with us, and he definitely doesn't like to travel. And so our first thought was, we can't do it. And they actually had in the letter, you have to respond to us within 48 hours if you're going to do this or not, because otherwise we'll go to an alternate. And if you say you're going to go, you have to go. And they had a lot of documents to sign. So we started putting, our thoughts together on this and made some phone calls and everything. And we were able to secure Scott's biological father said he would be available to watch him. We had family who said, "Hey, you can stay with us."
My boss said I could take the time off.
Right? Yeah. I mean, it was weird that the stars all aligned.
We were
and
able to book flights.
I know, all within 48 hours. So yes, we responded. We would love to do this amazing sounding tour.
Yes. And was it incredible? What an incredible experience. The places we got to visit during that, of course, the Walt Disney Studios in Burbank, including the ink and paint department where they put it on a display. Walt Disney Imagineering, several of Walt's office, many, many locations that were symbolic and important to Walt throughout it. It was pretty darn incredible.
Yeah, it was an 8-hour tour. It included all 3 meals. We had very light breakfast, more like snacks in the morning, but we also did have lunch and dinner provided.
Yeah, lunch on the Imagineering campus.
On the Imagineering campus. And dinner, we went to a restaurant that was one of Walt's favorites.
The Tam.
The Tam.
The Tam.
Yes. It's an amazing place. But yeah, and we really got to go hear a lot of information in depth and go to the sites where things actually happened, like go to where, for example, the studios first was located, which is now like a strip mall, so things like that, where Walt's house that he assembled, kind of like an IKEA house, and just all kinds of great information. And I think, can I spoil it, or were you going to talk about?
Go ahead.
All right. So one of the things that I think was the most emotional aspect is we went to the house that was Walt's uncle in the LA area that Walt moved in with him when
Walt and Roy, both
Walt
of them, they
and
were
Roy,
living there under that roof.
when they moved out to LA. And
I'll go back to the pictures here. It's the one on the top left. For those of
Yeah.
you looking on YouTube, that's the home.
And so we were in that house. We were touring it. The family has recently reacquired it, the Disney family, and is refurbishing it and trying to bring back to where it is, either with some authentic things or at least some replicas of what was styled in that time frame where Walt's uncle lived there. But lo and behold, once we're there, all of a sudden we were introduced, the group, and again, there was 14 of us on that tour altogether. We got to meet Walt Disney's granddaughter, and a lovely lady, and she was very proud the fact of they have this house again, and shared a couple very intimate family stories of Walt and her remembering him and still to this day, and then
Still called him Grandpa.
Yeah, Grandpa. And then all of a sudden, we also at that point had Becky Klein, who was the head of Disney Archives, and she pulled out the document, which was the contract that Walt signed to actually start the company. And it was on that day, 101 years earlier, that Walt signed it.
102, actually, I think. But yeah.
Was it 102?
2025, so it would have been signed in 1923. So,
Oh, yeah. 102, yes, thanks. So on that actual anniversary, and so we got to see that document as well. And
yeah, it was signed in that room, which was
yeah.
amazing.
So it was just all in all so many amazing aspects, but that was definitely one of those highlights of an emotional being in that space with those people.
Yeah, it was an incredible tour.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say enough about it, how lucky we were, how blessed we were, how everything worked out and we were able to do that. Go back and listen to that episode if you get the opportunity, because it was pretty fantastic. So
we sure a lot of things we learned. So
yeah, absolutely. So that was a lot of fun for sure, and amazing. And then what a surprise. Again, that was like within just over 2 months, about 2.5 months time between the DVC member cruise, Destination D23, and then that. What a run. So that was a crazy few months for us. And, it was probably one of the most unique things we've ever done, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. The fact that we had that opportunity to do that we won it. So, that the tour itself didn't cost us anything. It was just
Yeah.
the price of getting out there and
Kind
everything.
of
But
beneficial. Yeah. So we actually got to settle things down a little bit after that for a while. We did have some Walt Disney World trips. We did do our variety of episodes like we always do. We also had some people that are very close to us that are great supporters of our show and kind of found family of the show that had disembarked recently from a sailing aboard the Disney Treasure. And so we were excited because we have not sailed aboard the Disney Treasure to bring them on board. And we're talking about the Cotton family, Jonathan, Camille, and Lorelei that had sailed on that ship. We brought them on the show. It was great to hear all about the treasure. We're still excited to sail aboard the Disney Treasure at some point. And hey, guess what? They sent us a little video message as well.
Congratulations!
Congratulations, Tom and Michelle. It's hard to believe it's been 8 years since we met you both in the Disney Parks Moms Panel Facebook group, as it used to be called,
Right.
now the Plan Disney Panel. You had just started your podcast a few months before we found it, and you shared about using the DAS system and your son who had Down syndrome, and we immediately connected with you and fell in love with both of you and your show. And now we listen to your show every weekend together, every Saturday morning when we're eating breakfast. We have the podcast on, and it's just part of our routine.
And you learned some music too.
And even more than the show, we really appreciate getting to know you over the years, for your friendship. You're both amazing people, and it shows through in everything that you do. So here's to 8 more years.
Cheers!
Woo! Congratulations!
the best.
They are still undefeated as our cutest Hyperion adventure,
Yes.
Lorelei. They're amazing.
Yeah. And saw the Real Men Love Frozen shirt there. Nice. But what a wonderful, warm message. It really is very heartwarming to us. And having you in our lives has been tremendous. And talk about some really special people there.
Mm-hmm.
The Cottons.
Mm-hmm. And by the way, Camille Cotton, she's pretty talented dressmaker,
Holy
outfit
cow,
maker
yes.
for sure. You should look into her Disney Bound and Down stuff because she's got some incredible stuff.
Oh
Or
my
is it
God.
No, it's Castle Bound and
Castle,
Down.
yeah.
Disney Bound and Down, I believe, is her handle on social media. Castle Bound and Down, I believe, is her site. I apologize if I screwed that up, Camille. Castle Bound and Down.
We'll put it in the notes.
We will fix it in post. Edit it. This isn't live, is this? Oh, yes, it's live. Oh, yeah, that's right. Well, anytime. Let's move on quickly. So we got through the end of the year. 2026 started, and we had some new goals to hit. Some Run Disney goals, Michelle.
Yeah. We first had planned to do a couple on both coasts so that you could get your coast to coast half marathon, which bravo, you did that. That's a lot of work getting ready for that. So it was fun being able to plan those out. And then we ended up adding another one and on top of that, just because we couldn't resist the theming. But it was fun going back out.
Yes. Oh, by the way, Nicole is here. She made it. Thanks, Nicole. Good to see you.
Hope you're home safely.
Nicole is traveling today. Glad
Yeah,
you made it in time for the show.
exciting.
For sure.
Woo.
So by the way, speaking of those Run Disney goals, we were blessed to do a crossover episode with some people that we really, really enjoy. To all about Run Disney with Natalie and Hannah for the Stride Sisters podcast. We went on their show, talked a little bit about Run Disney and some of our stuff. They came on our show and talked about Run Disney, and it was really, really good to spend that time with them as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think they really embody, the community of what Run Disney is all about. It's not about the competition, it's about the community. And so, they really reinforce that. And I think it came through well in how they talk about Run Disney and their journeys with Run Disney.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great show. Definitely check it out for sure. But yeah, it was really nice to be on their show, to be invited on their show, and then to have them on our show as well. So yes, we went to Disneyland to start it off our Run Disney craziness for this year, to run in the Disneyland race weekend. And yes, we did that. We ran in the 5K together, which is still I think it's the most fun run Disney race, and I really, really hope the Disneyland races come back at some point. But then I also ran my first half marathon in many, many years out there at Disneyland. But man, those were some great, great experiences, Michelle.
Yes. If Run Disney comes back to Disneyland, and it's one of the reasons we did the 5K, because it's the race that really does this well, is that you start on Main Street, USA. In fact, your corrals line up on Main Street, USA. And that is in and of itself is just incredible. But just to see all the projections and all the, all the fireworks and everything that they do there to make the participants feel special is just incredible.
It was great. It was a really, really great race weekend. The weather was very nice for it. We had some travel issues getting out there, but we got out there and had a great time. And of course, we had to spend some time in Disneyland as well, because it is the happiest place on earth. So we needed to enjoy some time there. Speaking of the happiest place on earth, one of our biggest supporters who regularly visit Disneyland, Donna S., also sent us a message. Michelle, could you read that message for us,
I
please?
sure can. She said, "Hi there. 8 years? Congratulations. I personally just love all the positivity, information, and fun with your shows. And I know that Michelle has the best list. Also, Monday through Friday, Tom is there with all the smiles, info, and positivity in the early morning hours when I cannot sleep. I can count on him. And sometimes little Michelle pops in. Is always fun. Take care. Love you, Donna S. from California."
Very
Thank
nice,
you,
Donna. Donna's so sweet.
sweet.
I'm always amazed that she joins me. I do that morning show at 6:30 in the morning Eastern
I'm
time,
amazed.
which is early enough for most people. But sometimes she pops in, and she's on the West Coast, so that's somewhere around 3:30 in the morning that she's popping in. But
She's a
always
sweetheart.
sweet there, yeah. And she's cutting some great popcorn buckets for us. I really appreciate her very much. So yes, thank you
Again,
for that. Nice
another
note.
example of a wonderful person that we really have gotten to know as a result of this podcast.
Yes,
It's great.
Yes, 100%. So much so. We did spend that time in Disneyland. We also were blessed to spend a little time down in our old stomping grounds in San Diego for a little while. But then it was time to come home. But the good thing about that is we were able to do our kind of West Coast trip road trip recap. But we kind of had to pause it in the middle because something kind of developed around that same time. We were going to break it up into two parts, and we did. But in the middle, sandwiched in the middle, was our 400th episode. And we couldn't have been more excited, pleased, honored to have our first Disney legend join us for our 400th episode. Martha Blanding came on the show.
B.
Martha B. And man, so great. She joined us, and one of the things she talked about was that moment when she found out she was going to be named a Disney legend, Michelle.
Day I was sitting at home, and just so happened everybody had left to go on do errands, go to the doctor's appointments or whatever, and I was by myself. And so I'm sitting on the couch watching TV, and my phone rings. And so I look at it, and it's a number that I'm not familiar with. And so I picked up the phone and I said, "Hello." And it was a female voice. And she said, "Is this Martha Blanding?" And I said, "Yes, it is." And she introduced herself, identified herself. And she said that she was from Josh Tomorrow's office. And I said, "Oh, okay." She said, "Do you know who that is?" I said, "Yes, I know who that is. I know who Josh is." And we were laughing. And so she said, "Martha, he would like to speak to you." And I said, "What?" And I thought, oh God, what did I do? And so I'm waiting for him on the phone. And then finally you hear this voice, "Hello, Martha, this is Josh." I said, "Hi, Josh, how are you?" He says, "Fine." He goes, "Do you remember me?" I said, "Are you kidding me?" "Yes, I remember you." And he's laughing on the phone and everything. And he says, "You have done such a tremendous job at Disney. And a lot of people have said a lot of wonderful things about you and the things that you have done and your accomplishments." And I'm going, "Okay." I said, "Thank you." And he's just going on about how wonderful I am and how I get along with people and the jobs that I've done. And, I'm just have stepped out of the box and done more than what I've been asked to do. And it's really nice. But then I'm also thinking, okay, the other shoe is going to drop, so get ready. And then he says, now I want to tell you why I called you. And I said, okay. He goes, Martha, we would like to make you a Disney legend. Every word in my body just left my body. And all I could say was, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. But I'm screaming this in his ear on the phone. I'm going, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And then I realized that I'm screaming in his ear. And I go, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm screaming in your ear. I'm so sorry. He goes, he's laughing and he's going, no, that's okay. That's fine. And I go back to, oh my God, 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 oh my God.
She was so great.
Yeah.
It was such a pleasure having her on the show. And some of her amazing accomplishments and so many great stories she has. She was phenomenal, Michelle.
Yeah, she was totally impressive. I mean, the story of her life is very impressive. Her career at Disney is also incredibly impressive. And in this interview, again, her personality really shines through. I think it was also very touching that Tim O'Day, who is a lifelong Disney VIP. And if
it was just, by the way, if you've watched already the Behind the Attraction right now, he's all over Behind the Attraction, including the most recent two, Disney Cruise Line. Yeah.
Right. So he was joining her on this as well. And they are dear friends. And the rapport that they had together was really funny and heartwarming. And it made for a great episode.
Yeah, so much so. And I'm glad you brought that up because I had to share this because Tim, again, as you mentioned, great PR guy, historian, author himself, who was the co-author of her book, of Martha B's book, Groundbreaking Magic, was there with us. You may have seen a little piece of him there during that video. But he talked about the look. You got to find out about the look.
The look from Martha.
See the look I'm getting? That's called the look.
Yeah.
And she's had the look. If you have the book, you'll see the look. She's had that look since she was a toddler. And that look has many meanings. And if you've known Martha for a long time, everybody's gotten the look one time or the other. I've gotten the look quite a bit. As a matter of fact, one time I got the look and turned into a pillar of salt. Changing back from that pillar of salt took some doing, but her sister Mary had to help me with that one.
Oh, and there's the look. There is the look.
Yeah, there's the look. Yeah. For you guys just listening, you'll have to imagine that.
Yeah.
And if you listen very closely, you can hear it.
Oh, man.
So great. Their rapport is amazing.
Yes.
Between the two of them, you can just tell that they're such good friends, along with being co-workers, co-authors of this.
And, yep.
Yeah, it's amazing for sure.
Yeah. It was definitely a special group of people to have on the show that we were just in awe and honored to have them both.
Speaking of awed and honored, we had some other guests right after that were, again, huge historians, authors, part of the Hyperion Historical Alliance, which we like, we are under the Hyperion name, but we're like the maybe cousin, maybe second removed in the Hyperion family, but the Hyperion Historical Alliance, like that is
They're
it.
The real deal.
They are the top of the family tree for sure. And we had great historian archivist Paula Sigmund Lowry and great author, another historian, Jim Holyfield, come on and join the show talking all about the Hyperion Historical Alliance. And they discussed many of the great monograms and other works that they already have there. And they also teased a few things that may be coming in the future, which we can look forward to from the Hyperion Historical Alliance.
Now looking at the things from the 60s and 70s and 80s and 90s. And when we have our conferences, we try to have a a wide variety of topics in music, film, the parks. And one of the monographs that I'm most looking forward to is a monograph that is many years in the making. It actually got its start at one of our conferences when one of the Imagineers, Tom Morris, was doing a deep dive into the building of Pirates of the Caribbean. And that for him turned into a project that took him all the way to the Library of Congress to study the early days, the beginnings of Walt Disney Imagineering, or WED as it was first known. And to the point where he created a keynote presentation and proposed that as a monograph. And that is very different from the look and feel of the monographs that we've published so far. But to me, it's very exciting because it's almost like a yearbook, taking that first period, the first year leading up to the creation of Disneyland. And so it's going to have a very different look to it. And that is really at Tom Morris's now retired Imagineer. It's his design. It's very mid-century modern. It's very much right in that period. And so in a way, it's going to be a time capsule of that year and all the original players, really from 1953 to 1955. So it's not just film. It's not just, travels. It's not just animation. It's all these different areas. And it's going to take us a long time because since we are volunteers, doing all of this at night and on weekends.
Yeah, the Hyperion Historical Alliance is just doing incredible work. Of course, the Disney archives do amazing things, but this is they kind of do work to preserve things outside of the archives as well, and find new things and promote different people who to get into research and find some of these incredible facts. It's really cool.
Yeah, they are definitely ones that if they say it happened the way they said it, that, they are reliable in what their research. They go to multiple levels and making sure they're cross-checking everything as well. You mentioned the archives. They work with the archives. Paula actually helped with the origins and designing of the Walt Disney Family Museum in Northern California. She was involved with that for, at the start. And if any of you went to see the displays that were done during the 100th anniversary of the company, Paula was the one that was in charge of making sure those things, what kind of things were displayed, how they really reflected the company and everything. So really impressive people.
Yeah, I love this little relationship we've sort of built with the Hyperion Historical Alliance. We hope to continue that on through the years with more to come here because their stuff is
incredible.
Amazing. It's so good. It's so good. So yeah, moving on. So if you thought our Run Disney adventure was done, well, you were sadly mistaken because we still had more to go to, because next up for us was the Princess Race weekend out at the Walt Disney World Resort. And this was great. We did the 10K together. It was the Moana 10K. I was Pua, you were Hey Hey. And then I actually did my first ever challenge. I did the Fairy Tale Challenge. And yes, I got all those medals and I got my Coast to Coast medal, which was, again, it was basically the basis of doing all this craziness to begin with.
Yeah, you set a goal, you accomplished it, and you did an amazing job. And now you don't have to do that again.
I don't have to do that again. Unless someone wants to, maybe do some charity thing or something like that. But my plan is not to do that again. 10K.
10K
yes,
is a sweet spot.
Yes.
Yes.
Half marathon or challenge. Probably not. Probably not.
But you did amazing. I'm very proud of you.
Yeah, we had a great time at that weekend for sure. While we were there, you can see us there. We were at Disney's Hollywood Studios getting those photos taken. We were lucky enough to meet up with another wonderful supporter and great people that have been part of the morning show and then supporters of this podcast as well. The Bell family, Marianne, Derek, their son Noah. We met up with them in person while we were out there during that race weekend. And they actually sent us a note as well, Michelle.
Yeah.
Could you read that for us?
Sure. They put, "Hi, guys, and happy anniversary. We're so happy to share in your journey and appreciate the time, love, and attention to detail in your podcast. Your positivity helps make Disney more magical for us. Thank you for the wonderful recipes, lists, reviews, and overall enthusiasm for Disney. You guys rock, and we love you, the Bell family."
So nice of them, and they're great supporters of this show. Great supporters of the morning show, and just a wonderful, wonderful family. If you ever get the chance to meet them anywhere, follow them on social media, meet them in the parks. You can't find a nicer, warmer family than them for sure.
For sure. Well said. And yes, follow them on social media because they are very interesting and fun.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. So that was great. But that wasn't still the end of our Run Disney adventure because, well, we were surprised by another amazing theme by Run Disney that enticed us to take part in a race that we were not planning. It was the Winnie the Pooh 10K at Springtime Surprise. And yes, of course, we had to take part in that. And not only that, we got to take part with some of our best friends in the world. Of course, our great friend Pat from the Conversations podcast, who I'm still hoping for more Conversations podcast. Pat, if you're listening. But that was such an amazing time for sure.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun getting together with them. They were very much into it as well as, we were doing Piglet, and you were Owl. You were the only owl we saw out there. And in fact, I think it was one of the water people said you were the only owl that they saw on the course. So very good. Good cosplay there. But anyways, it was a lot of fun. And I loved when we were signing up for it, and we got the confirmation that we were going to be able to, be in the 10K, the Winnie the Pooh themed 10K. It did say if you're cosplaying as Winnie the Pooh, you did need to wear pants.
Yes. So luckily, Pat did wear pants for once during this. Very lucky to have that happen for sure.
Yeah.
And you can see there's that picture there for those of you watching on YouTube. That was in the center that kind of got all of us together pre-race with Pooh, with Tigger. Mm-hmm. That also made a little local news coverage as well, which was a big time surprise to our favorite local news station. Gave a little flash of it. That was kind of special,
the Orlando affiliate of NBC. We didn't know they were filming us there and captured and showed it in that morning after the race. Yeah.
So, by the way, I just got a text from Pat. He says he's listening and he's trying to drag Charles back behind the mic. So
yes,
we can only hope for that. He also asked us a question. I don't know if you're doing a Q&A or anything, but with Toy Story 5's release, if you were a toy, which one would you be? And which Toy Story 5 toy would be your best friend? Oh boy, man. I didn't think we weren't ready for an Ask Us Anything
That's a pretty
show,
great series of questions there. You ready to give your answer?
So, no. So you go ahead.
Okay, so was it which toy would I be?
Yes.
Well, let's see. I think I kind of tend to find myself identifying a lot with Jessie. So, but I feel like I have the grace of Bullseye. So
the grace of Bullseye, I like that.
And for best friend, I don't know. I tend to like tech, so I might go to the dark side and become friends with Lilypad.
Oh, wow. I thought I was the one with the tech problem here in the family.
Either that or what's the one that, I can't think of his name now.
Smarty Pants.
Yes.
Smarty Pants.
Yes,
which we have not seen Toy Story 5 yet. Right. I have to admit, we're holding out for our cruise to see Toy Story 5, so we have not seen it yet, but we're very excited to do so. I'm known for doing nothing. So maybe I'm one of the toys that's just laying around in the corner. I don't know. but I don't know, maybe Ham. Ham doesn't do a ton of stuff. He kind of lounges around and just makes snarky comments. Kind of seems like me.
There you go.
Yeah. And I need somebody who's a little bit more insecure than me. So of course I'd hang out with Rex, right?
There you go.
I need somebody a little more insecure.
Are you saying I'm more insecure than you?
No, yeah. Thank goodness for your security, because I don't know what I would do. Because I am very insecure. So I need that.
Oh, man.
Yeah, thanks, Pat.
Yeah.
Good to hear from you for sure. Good to hear from you. So.
And we can't wait for another episode.
Yes. Yeah, so can Scott. Scott can't wait for another Conversations podcast. By the way, go listen to the Conversations. Even though they haven't done one recently, go listen to the Conversations podcast.
Yeah,
it's great if you like a little Star Wars.
So much. And in the environment which they present it is hilarious and fun.
Yeah. So, and then now, yes, our Run Disney adventure was finally done with that one, at least for this year. However, our list of great guests wasn't done, because once again, we had a visit for someone who's done some amazing things, including he's won 2 Emmy Awards as an animation director and a storyboard artist. His name is Ken Bruce, but we had him on instead to talk about his book that he wrote, all about Walt Disney's Enchanted Tiki Room, Before the Birds Sang Words. It's an amazing book. It's one of our favorite attractions of all time. And it's such a fantastic book, Michelle.
Oh, it's so interesting, intriguing, because, we've all heard the story about this mechanical bird that somebody gave to Walt. And that was like, the forerunner of the Enchanted Tiki Room. But lo and behold, that is really, the bird did exist, and it, obviously they use some of the mechanics for the Imagineers for designing things, but that is not what really got the Enchanted Tiki Room to happen. And there's just so much story behind it, and the fact that really this was an attraction that, of all the attractions, that is kind of most close to Walt.
And he talked about that. So let's hear him talk about that.
The core sort of big revelations for me was that idea that I find very human, and I absolutely relate to it, and I know that I see it in my colleagues in animation and in so many people, is that so many of our passions as adults can sometimes be linked to what we didn't get as children. And that is pure Walt. Those people who as adults have stacks of toys on the back walls, that is often related to never having enough toys as a child. And there's a story of Walt, and his father did not believe in the value of toys at all. He didn't get them as a child. His dad didn't believe in their value at all, and they couldn't afford them as well. So Walt would see a bunch of toys on a door stoop before the sun came out, and he would stop his route and get on the stoop and play with them for a while, and then get back on his bike and move forward. That's really telling. That is Walt not seeking something and not getting it, and then move that forward, and that really aligns with so much of the Walt that we later know, who is, in a way, his making up for lost time, that inner child in him. Quite frankly, the Enchanted Tiki Room is the ultimate toy shop come to life. That is, in a weird way, a fulfillment of a lifelong dream and a childhood bereft of play. Those things that we take for granted ourselves, perhaps. So yeah, in a way, back to the Tiki Room in its way being such a reflection of Walt. I say at the very end of the book, if you want to know Walt, Tiki Room is your place. He's there. His spirit is very much there, which kind of in a way for Disney fans makes the Tiki Room, at least at Disneyland, kind of I don't know, for lack of a better word, kind of a sacred space. It is a reflection of pure Walt. Yeah.
Agreed with that.
Yeah. And we highly recommend his book, and you would really understand and realize that essence and why he's saying that this is really, embodies Walt.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Definitely check out that book. And yeah, that moment, I remember, I think it was when we were returning from the race, as a matter of fact. Like, I was weeping going down the I-95.
Right.
Not that that's a surprise to anybody, because that happens regularly just on a given day. But just hearing, because we were listening to the audio version
Right,
of that
because
book, which is narrated by him.
He narrates, yes.
Yeah. And hearing him talk about that moment really brought a lot. It was very touching,
Absolutely.
for sure. So,
Yeah.
So that was it for our kind of our main interviews, but we did have some other great shows throughout the year, including, of course, one of Michelle's favorite shows, our annual Ask Us Anything show. Yep, which is always fun. We're so happy doing that every year, Michelle especially. You can see it on her face right now for those of you on YouTube. One person was extremely bummed that they were not able to make that show. That is our friend Sue in the UK. So even though she was not able to ask us a question for that show or make that show, and she didn't make this show live because she lives in the UK. It's a crazy time right now. She did send us a note, Michelle.
Right. She said, well, Tom and Michelle, what can I say that hasn't already been said before to my lovely friends across the pond? Congratulations on your 8-year anniversary of the show. This year has been hard for me health-wise and looking after Dad, who is 91. But no matter what happens and how I'm feeling every Sunday, it's my favorite hour listening to my two favorite podcasters, who with your positivity, kindness, knowledge, and lovely nature makes everything seem okay again. If I could, I would be with you right now on the live show, but it's a little too early in the morning or a little too late in the evening for me here in the UK, but one day I'll surprise you and be there. You know I can't wait to see you all in December, but until then, keep doing what you do so wonderfully, and that's entertaining us every single week with your shows and videos. You really are the Disney podcast of positivity. Much love always, Sue. A 6-year listener promoted to OG. Give my love to Scott as well. Hugs.
Yeah, so nice. Love Sue so much, and we're so excited to get to see her here coming up this holiday season as well.
Right.
Yeah, so that's great. Very nice. Sue is always has such kind words to say about our show.
Yeah, she is somebody very special in that, you know, she connected with us and we had an opportunity to meet her in person along with Scott. Scott instantly adored her and was hugging her and everything. And he's definitely one to have a good judge of character. And so it was a great connection from the start.
Yeah. And we're looking forward to some time here coming up here very, very soon to see Sue again. Yeah, for sure. So that wasn't all the experiences we had, though. We had some really other great things that happened, including we got our chance to do a little preview of the Rock and Roller Coaster featuring the Muppets, or excuse me, starring the Muppets for the first time. And, you know, if we're going to talk about the Muppets, well, we need to mention one of the champions of the hashtag Save the Muppets movement, our friend Justin Monorail. Guess what? He sent us a video as well.
Hey, Tom and Michelle, it's Justin Monorail, formerly of the Monday Morning Monorail podcast. I just wanted to send you a note to say congratulations on 8 years. This is quite a podiversary, and I am so happy that you all are still doing your thing. For 8 years, you've been bringing positivity and joy to the Disney podcast community. And I know I speak for all of your fans, which includes me, as I say thank you so much for everything that you do every single week. Your show brings so much light and laughter and information. And of course, Michelle, who's the best podcast host out there, to the world. And we don't deserve it, but we're grateful for it. We're grateful for everything you do. I'm grateful to call you both friends. I love you all so much. And I wish you a happy 8 more years, or however long you wish to keep on doing it. I know how much hard work it is every single week, how much effort you both put in, how much preparation you do, and how much love and joy you put into that podcast, because it all comes through in the final product that we all get to enjoy. So once again, congratulations, Tom and Michelle. Happy 8-year podiversary, and I hope to see you guys soon.
So nice of Justin.
Yeah.
He's become one of our best friends in this community, for sure.
Another wonderful person that we've met through this podcast, and his family to us. And just love them to death.
Speaking of best friends we've met in the community, hey, look, it's Theme Park Thursday with Delos Diz, Frank and Jen. Happy 8. 8 is great. Good to see you here. Yeah, that's nice. We mentioned you earlier.
Yeah. Also celebrating.
Yeah, they've gone 8. They hit 8 years I think they're about 3 months before us, maybe 4 months. They're a little bit before us,
close,
but yeah, they hit 8 years earlier as well. So yeah, their show's incredible too.
Yeah.
So, so we've made so many great friends here for sure. So, we also did some other things. We did a bonus episode where we did the Garden View Tea Room with that just reopened out at the Grand Floridian, Moonlight Magic at Disney's Hollywood Studios, Banana Ball at Walt Disney World Resort. It was an incredible year, Michelle.
Yeah, so many opportunities. It was really phenomenal for us. And all along the way, we're able to connect with you all, and we love you all. And it's just, you make it so incredibly easy and fun for us to do this. And we're just grateful to have the opportunity to get to know you all too.
Mm-hmm. And we got to wrap this up because we've gone long here, but we need to talk a little bit about what we have to come here in year 9, because I don't know if I can say it's going to be better than year 8. But we have some pretty amazing stuff on deck here for year 9, including we're working on some great guests that we're hoping to have come on the show. But also, just coming up this weekend, we're starting our 7-night Disney Destiny cruise, our first time aboard the Disney Destiny cruise ship. So we'll have that to talk about. Just about, 5-6 weeks after that, it's the D23 Expo out in California. So we're going to be heading out there. For all the insanity that's going to be around that. And so we'll have that to talk about. That's not the only convention we're going to during this podcast year as well. We also, in April of 2027, are going to Star Wars Celebration out in Los Angeles, Michelle. And that's followed immediately by another DVC member cruise, this time on the West Coast, 7 nights, San Francisco. Who knows what that's going to include? I'm sure the Walt Disney Family Museum, maybe Pixar, maybe Lucasfilm. We don't know yet, but we can't be more excited to find out.
Right. Sure. Yeah. They haven't shared with us. They just said it's going to be excursions that are not typically offered during the West Coast voyage of the Disney cruise ship. And so I think, like you said, we're going to be getting some opportunities to connect with some of these other entities associated with the Walt Disney Company.
For sure. Jonathan kicked in. I almost talked about how this is the Team USA pregame show, Jonathan. But yes, 27 minutes till the Men's World Cup match kicks off. Yeah, I was a little scared when I first saw the time. I'm like, oh no, did I schedule this at the wrong time? But no, we'll be out of here in time for that. Also, Frank and Jen said, we've seen each other twice now, plus an extra for Jen. We're going to get 8 hangout times. I hope much more than that, Frank and Jen. We love hanging out with you all. So hopefully very soon we will get to see you again. Separate and both, of course, together. And we've had many talks recently about how we need to get to New York again. And if we do that, we're going to come hunt you down. So that might be happening at some point as well. But anyway,
we'll go with sleeping bags in hand.
That's right. You don't mind if we crash at your place, do you? It's all good. Maybe Papa Dillo will have us in.
Right. There you go. We'll interview him for our show.
All right, we've gone off the rails. Let's get this thing out of here. Everybody, thank you so much for 8 wonderful years of doing this show, being with us, giving us support, giving us love, sharing in the positivity message that we're trying to do on the show. We can't tell you how much we appreciate you and your part that you actually play with the show, right, Michelle?
Absolutely. Like I said, there would be no reason for us to continue doing the podcast if it wasn't for you all. And the love and the friendships and everything that you have shared with us means everything to us.
Yes. So thank you very much. Yes, it's been 8 years. It's been 8 wonderful years. Year 9, we expect to be just as good, if not even better. And who knows how long we continue this thing. But as long as we have your love and support, we'll always carry that with us for sure. And we hope to plan to do this for many, I'm not trying to say we're going to be signing off anytime soon. We plan to do this for many years to come.
Yeah, and we do also want to invite some of our listeners who we haven't had a chance to connect with. We do try to let you all know when we're going to be out, either in the parks or on a cruise or whatever. Please feel free to stop by and say hi to us. We love to get to know you too.
Absolutely. So that's it. Let's wrap it up. Have a great evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us
Thank you
so much for our 8th anniversary celebration. Have a great night, everybody.
Thank you.
Don't stop me 'cause I'm having a good time. Don't stop me 'cause I'm having a good time. I don't want to stop at all.
So thanks again to everybody that sent us messages, that joined us live, that has ever listened to 1 minute of this show, if not like all 8 years. Thanks to everybody. You help make this show amazing for us.
Yes, we truly, truly appreciate it. And honey, congrats to you. You did a lot of great prep work for this show and it really shined through. And I appreciate that you did all that to get us ready for the celebration.
I got to do something sometimes. So usually I hand it off to you and let you handle everything. And then I just chime in with something silly. So I had to do a couple things this week.
You did great.
Yeah. But that was really fun. All right, let's go ahead and get to the Disney stories of the week. I have a couple for you this week, including we're halfway to the holidays, and that means we received a lot of information for you if a festive winter visit to the parks are in your plans for later this year. This came from the Disney Parks blog. They said, from November 13th through January 6, 2027, get ready to deck the halls as Walt Disney World comes to life with Christmas decor, themed food and beverage items, characters in festive outfits, special holiday entertainment, new holiday merch, of course, new deals and discounts, and so much more. So they basically broke down a lot of the stuff to expect if you're going to be out here, as I mentioned, somewhere between November 13th and January 6th of 2027, Michelle.
Yeah, it's a great time of year coming out during the holidays. One, the weather is just so much more pleasant. Yes. But also there's just so much fun festivities and, like you said, food and things like that you can really experience. I know it's Scott's favorite time of the year to get out, especially to Epcot. And we have several trips planned. So personally, I'm very much looking forward to the holidays and fun and love hearing about it. And I know a lot of these things are like returning favorites, but still it gets you excited.
Yeah, so let's go through some of these returning favorites, mostly that are coming to the Walt Disney World parks. We'll start in Magic Kingdom, where guests can join, hashtag Real Men Love Frozen, join Frozen friends from Arendelle as Olaf and over 100 of his Snowy siblings add garland, ornaments, wreaths, and more to Cinderella Castle during Frozen Holiday Surprise, with appearances from Anna, Kristoff, and a magical moment from Elsa as she transforms Cinderella Castle into a glowing ice palace. This show is a dazzling nighttime experience that guests won't want to miss.
It's spectacular. It really is an impressive show.
For sure. Also, the world famous Jingle Cruise returns in 2026 for a festive yet familiar adventure as a trusty skipper expertly navigates guests through some of the world's most treacherous waters. Guests may hear and see plenty of holiday-themed gags along with their 10-minute, 10,000-mile journey. Boy, I didn't know this boat went that fast. That goes for Niles and Niles and Niles, of course. So make sure to keep a close ear as your skipper guides you through the jungle with a boat full of jolly, pun-filled fun. The Jingle Cruise is always one of my favorites.
Yeah, it is. It takes something that we already love and appreciate and gives it some little extra special pixie dust. And like you said, we love it. We love looking forward to checking it out, and glad it's coming back.
Speaking of coming back, on select nights, guests can celebrate the most wonderful time of the year at Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party at Magic Kingdom at Walt Disney World. At this separately ticketed event, you'll enjoy festive entertainment, overlays on classic rides, a storybook holiday atmosphere, sweet treats, and so much more. Now, the dates this year are running from November 8th through December 22nd. You want to go to the Walt Disney World website or the Disney Parks blog to find out those exact dates. Tickets for those go on sale pretty soon here, actually. For if you have a resort stay already booked, those will go on sale on July 9th for you, and they'll open up to the general public beginning on July 16th, Michelle.
So amazing that it's coming so quickly to start making those reservations.
Get those plans going for sure. Meanwhile, over at Epcot from November 27th through December 30th, 2026, you'll get the chance to travel around for several offerings and good times at the Epcot International Festival of the Holidays, of course, presented by Advent Health. With fan favorite holiday flavors from around the world, entertainment that is sure to put a smile on your face, and attractions that delight time and time again, Epcot is the ultimate family destination for guests staying at Disney World this winter. Bells will be ringing and choirs will be singing, so make sure to bring your cameras and your appetite when you enter the cheerful park. Of course, the storytellers will be coming back to World Showcase. The Candlelight Processional is back. And yes, the festival, the holiday kiosks will be back as well. We'll be looking forward to all those things for sure.
I can't even tell you which one is my favorite because there's so much wonderful things about each of those. You know, I think it's very special to have a place where you can go and get these holiday storytellers from around the world and get to appreciate other cultures and how they celebrate. And obviously the food is awesome and all the entertainment. So
yeah,
yay,
so great. So great. Speaking of great, how about Hollywood Studios? Whether you're listening to Cool Yule as you stroll down Sunset Boulevard, finding the perfect toy inside Mickey's of Hollywood, or stopping by Echo Lake to take a holiday picture with Gertie, of course, Disney's Hollywood Studios brings the perfect amount of touching holiday charm. As night falls, you get the chance to experience the return of Sunset Seasons greetings at Disney's Hollywood Studios with nightly holiday projections on some of the biggest icons there within the park. Over in Toy Story Land, Woody, Jessie, and Buzz Lightyear are dressed up in their holiday best during this time of year, so make sure to swing by to take a picture fit for a holiday card and say hey, howdy, hey to some of your favorite toys. You can spot Minnie Mouse and friends at Hollywood and Vine during Minnie's Holiday Dine, which hosts sensational soirees that mix festive music, decor, and tantalizing menu items. Guests of all ages can celebrate the holidays with additional Disney characters perfectly dressed for the season while munching on great dishes. But what we really want to go to Hollywood Studios for, right, is Jollywood Nights, which is back with an extended schedule this year. It's a separately ticketed event at Disney's Hollywood Studios. It combines old Hollywood glam with festive fun each November, December, and now even January, Michelle, which was extremely exciting for us, right?
Yeah, super exciting to hear that it's extended because that is a time of year that we can go, and we already have some reservations for the same time frame that it's going to be being celebrated. So yay.
Right. So yeah. So this year's dates for Jollywood Nights run from November 7th through January 5th. Yes, a couple dates, January 3rd and January 5th. So if you're looking to go, look up the dates. Again, the Walt Disney World website, Disney Parks blog, they're all there. Just like for the Very Merry Christmas Party, tickets will go on sale for Disney Resort guests beginning on July 9th and open to the general public on July 16th. And yes, we already had a stay booked for that time period. We just need to decide on whether we want to go on the 3rd or the 5th. But we thought, oh man, we really want to do Jollywood Nights. We've been wanting to do it for a few years now since it debuted, but it just is not a great time of year for us to do it. But this may give us that opportunity, which we're very excited for.
Yeah, I mean, for us to already have a reservation during the time frame that they're offering it is just phenomenally good luck that happened. I also want to highlight, you talked about the character dining at Hollywood Studios with Minnie. I don't know if you've ever done that.
No, but it seems fun.
It really is. We should do that. But
maybe we'll add that to our since the probably will still be running through that time.
Could be, yeah. So, but yeah, if for our listeners, if you've ever thought about doing it, it is fun and it is a lot of festivities and best characters.
I mean, character dining is always expensive, but if you want to get a lot of characters in a short amount of time, not having to wait in line to get these great pictures, Sometimes it's worth it to splurge a little bit, get a nice meal, and get all these characters around you, especially when they're in festive holiday attire like this.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
it'll make your
Good
season
point.
for sure. Also making your season, well, let's go over to Animal Kingdom, because you'll definitely want to pay a visit to the Merry Menagerie that's returning. Amidst beautiful holiday decor, these artisan sculpted puppets of Arctic animals come to life around Discovery Island. Kids and families alike can spot penguins, reindeer, foxes, and polar bears, setting up the perfect photo opportunity for your yearly holiday card. If you've never been to Animal Kingdom and seen the Merry Menagerie, you're missing out, because the puppet work is phenomenal. It is a delight. It is a treat for sure.
Yeah, I think you nailed it. It really is. Disney does wonderful things with puppetry and amazing things. Like, it just tricks your eyes sometime how well the puppets are and their movements and everything. And this is something that's definitely right up there.
Mm-hmm. Also, there was a dazzling visual display full of bright colors and animated imagery at the Tree of Life Awakenings Holiday Edition, which lights up Animal Kingdom as the majestic centerpiece of the park comes to life every day after the sun sets in Discovery Island. So people wanting more nighttime at Animal Kingdom, this is your opportunity. It was not open late, but little touch of that is really nice. Accompanied by a series of wintry tales and a heartwarming holiday-inspired musical score, this holiday evening experience is sure to delight and inspire your whole family tree. The show begins at sunset and occurs approximately every 10 minutes until the park closes, so make sure to catch a quick peek before heading back to your hotel after a day of fun at the park.
Yeah, definitely enjoyable. I mean, obviously they can't have like a fireworks show there, but this is still a nice little treat that they add on the Tree of Life.
Right. And of course, all this Walt Disney World holiday fun expands into the Disney resorts as well, and Disney Springs. Lots of great stuff there. If you want to meet Santa, he's there at many places in the Disney parks, but also at Disney Springs. So lots of great reasons to get out to Walt Disney World for the holidays coming up here. And we're 6 months away now.
Yay.
Or actually less than that for the beginning of it, but yeah. Very soon. Fans of Disneyland also received some news at the holiday time heading their way. Just some quick things and some things that are returning. Include several guest favorite attraction overlays that are returning, including, yes, Haunted Mansion Holiday is back. That we know is already kicking off in Halloween time, and that is one of our favorite things. Another one of our favorite things, it's a Small World Holiday, which is amazing. If you've never done it, man, it's so great. Over at Disney's California Adventure Park, Mater's Jingle Jamboree is back in Cars Land as Luigi's Joy to the World. And of course, the amazing Cars Land decorations, the amazing Disneyland decorations, the facade of It's a Small World lighting up at night, every night as the sun sets. It's amazing. Disneyland is also phenomenal during the holiday season.
Yeah, I know that we've talked about the attractions overlays many times, and it just isn't enough to be able to really express how wonderful they are. What a treat to get to experience those. And there's also, I know they haven't really announced yet, but there's always some really great food treats to have over the holidays at Disneyland.
Yeah. So whether you're heading to Disneyland or Walt Disney World, lots of great holiday stuff for you beginning this November and on through into January, which is really, really nice. We got one more story for you because, hey, the Year of Lin was completed a year ago, but we never shy away from another Lin-Manuel Miranda story. Still in hopes that maybe someday he will join that list of guests that we shared with you earlier on the episode. This one's a pretty big story. This one came from Playbill.com. They say Warriors with a book, music, and lyrics by Lin-Manuel Miranda and Issa Davis will begin previews at Broadway's Lunt-Fontanne Theater in March of 2027. Yes, we've heard this discussed for a while, but it's official now. Beginning in 2027, they are bringing this story to Broadway, Michelle.
Yeah, I think, in fact, you talked about it in the Year of Lin about, first of all, Lin's love of this story and how he really did want to try to recreate it. And so I'm glad to see it is actually we have dates and we know it's happening.
Yep.
That's really great news.
Yeah, it really is exciting. Based on the Paramount Pictures motion picture The Warriors and the book The Warriors by Saul Urich, the musical licensed for the stage by Paramount Products and Experience will officially open in April of 2027. Previews in March, officially open in April. Directed by Jenny Coons and co-directed and choreographed by Andy Blankenbuehler, who you may know also choreographed Hamilton, among many, many other things. The new musical follows a fictitious New York City gang from Coney Island to the Bronx and back when they are framed for the murder of respected gang leader Cyrus. This is a quote from both Miranda and Issa Davis. With Warriors, we take a fateful journey through New York City full of heart and grit as our characters fight to survive. Musicalizing such a vibrant world for the concept album has been a thrill, and now we're coming out to play on Broadway at the Lunt-Fontanne. We can't wait. So yes, as we already mentioned, Warriors originated as a concept album released back in October of 2024, which is executive produced by Grammy-winning rapper Nas and produced by Grammy-winning musician Mike Elizondo, and it featured a variety, huge list of R&B, rap, acting names as well. So you can actually listen to that album now wherever you stream your music. I've listened to it. It's phenomenal. It's not clean. I'm just going to say that right now. So watch the kids around, but it is great. But yeah, the talk was always that this may transition. Yes, it's this album to begin with, but it may eventually transition to Broadway. And here we go. Casting, performance dates, and additional creative team members will be announced at a later time. Tickets for this will go on sale beginning October of 2026. So if you're thinking about doing this and seeing it, get ready. We've still got a few months here, but October of 2026 for tickets. But that's exciting. A new musical from Lin-Manuel Miranda along with Issa Davis. That's amazing.
Yeah, and the basis of the story, I know Lin is very New York. That's where his heart is, and it just fits this storyline to be something that he's involved with.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it. I'm excited to hear more about it. And, I don't know. We have a very busy next year. Hopefully it stays for a longer run because maybe eventually we'll get to see it. But of course, there's always the touring companies that come around and they'll get a chance to see it there. But we'll see. Anyway, that's great news. So that's it for the Disney and Lin stories of the week. However, we never leave you without giving you some sort of tip that might help you on your next vacation. And when we do this, well, of course, we start with Michelle because she's amazing, wonderful, all things good in the world. She does the best research for 8 years. She's always had the best list for 8 years. For 8 years, she's also always definitely had the very best tips. So let's get to it. Here's Michelle's tip of the week.
Well, thank you, honey. My tip is, it's actually kind of a simple concept, but, let's say that you're on vacation at either Disneyland or Walt Disney World, and you notice a mug or something that you're thinking, oh, yeah, I want this as a souvenir. Well, to take that souvenir nostalgia building gift for yourself even to a next level is actually use it while you're on vacation. So whether you're like having a cup of coffee at your resort or on the balcony, like we talk about how we love doing that all the time, or maybe you have a souvenir cup or sipper and you want to just walk around the resort with the kids or in the parks. It just helps your brain link great memories to that item so that once you reuse it at home, you get those feels again.
It's a great point, especially like maybe with the mugs, because the paper cups they provide you in the rooms when you make your coffee in the rooms, they're fine. They're great. They do their purpose. But man, if you got a great Disney mug that you could be drinking your coffee out on your balcony as you're getting ready for the morning, or maybe in the evening, a cup of decaf or caffeinated, what do you or tea or whatever, in the evening as you settle in for the night. What a great thing. So, of course, Michelle's tip. For 8 years, always the best tip. And for 8 years, I've been telling you this tip because this week was World Hydration Day. So I'm going to remind you of my favorite tip for 8 years. Please, 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 especially as hot as it's been at the parks this summer, please remember to hydrate whenever you get out to the parks or just in general. It does so many good things for your body and will help you make through the day. Make sure and help keep away from heat-related issues. There are just so many great things that come from hydration. Your body is 60% water. Make sure you keep it at least that. Keep hydrated. Water is available for you around the parks. There's all sorts of refill stations now. If you want to bring that cup, Michelle, you to bring around to the parks, or your own water bottle, but also any of the quick service restaurants with fountain drinks will give you cups of ice water complimentary while you're there. Be sure and keep hydrated while you're at the parks.
That is a very good tip, honey.
Thanks. For 8 years. Just my fallback tip.
You did a lot of work on your prep for the
That
show.
must be
So
it. That must be it. That must be it. Or maybe that my brain is already on vacation. Speaking of vacation,
Yes.
since that's it for this week's show, next week, well, we will be back from our first ever sailing aboard the Disney Destiny, and we'll be sharing all the details of that cruise. It's a 7-nighter with stops at Lookout Key, Puerto Rico, St. Martin. So we'll just have to see. Do we cram it all into one episode, or do we milk this thing for 2 episodes? We'll have to see how much we have to talk about and everything. But either way, we'll at least start that next week when we get back from our wonderful, wonderful, exciting Disney cruise sailing aboard the Destiny.
yeah, if anybody's putting money on this, I'd say it's going to be a duo at least.
That's probably what I'm thinking too.
Because like you said, 7 days. There's some. It's not a type of experience that most people get on the Destiny, because those are usually 4 or 5 days. So we'll be sharing some new things that they're going to be having on board there as well.
Yep. I expect it'll be a 2-part episode, just a matter of how we decide to break that down. But yeah, with so much to experience on board this brand new ship and all the great theming that it has involved, as well as some ports, some we've been to, but some we have not. So there'll be a lot to talk about during that. So yeah, rather than putting out a 3-hour episode, probably best to break that up into 2.5-hour episodes.
Yes,
right?
Exactly. We can take lessons from the Dillos. They've nailed this
So we're doing
process.
a month of episodes. Is that what we're
Maybe
doing?
not. That is funny, though. We love them.
We love them. And I love that they do that, by the way.
I think it's a brilliant idea.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. Absolutely. So, but that's next week. As for this week's show, we appreciate that you join us today. In the future, you can find us most everywhere you get podcasts. However, the very best place to find us is on our own website, HyperionAdventuresPodcast.com. And while you're there,
you can sign up for the newsletter.
Please sign up for the newsletter. I think we started the newsletter after year 1, so it's been like 7 years of the newsletter or something like that. It was either year 1 or year 2, but it was right after that. Anyway, yeah, it's just all full of Michelle-ness, which is great. Plus, it just keeps you more in tabs of what's going in the Hyperion Adventures podcast world. And Michelle shares stories that we don't necessarily have time for or the ability to share here on these episodes. So lots of good stuff on there.
Yeah, it's not too redundant. No, it's
not too redundant. It's a bit redundant, but not too redundant.
No, it does. We do try to cover stories that may not be as highlighted in social media and things, so that you can be in the know of some things that you might not have heard about otherwise.
Yep, definitely. It's worth your time, and it doesn't come to you all the time. It doesn't clog up your inbox, so don't worry about it. But it's good. It's good, and you'll enjoy it. Also, we're on social media. We're on hashtag always Twitter and Blue Sky at Hyperion Podcast, Facebook, Instagram, and Threads at Hyperion Adventures Podcast. If you are on Facebook, come on over and join us for some good, positive Disney energy fun on our Hyperion Adventurers Facebook group, which I know started after our first year of the show. So that's been going for 7 years as well. Also, we're on YouTube. Please find us there. Please like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. You want to find us there. We're at Hyperion Adventures Podcast. And if you ever want to contact us for any reason, please hit us up at our Gmail account, HyperionAdventuresPodcast@gmail.com.
And just want to remind you, it really helps to provide reviews, 5-star ratings or reviews online. It helps other people find this podcast, and we certainly appreciate it. We love all of you that have done that already, and just want to put a reminder out there. It's really easy to do once you've listened to the episode, and just whatever device you're using to give that at least the 5-star rating, and a review is even more special.
Yep, the rating is really simple. It's just click on those stars there, and boom, 5 stars. Preferably. I mean, you do you.
Yeah.
But 5 stars preferably. But if you have a little more time, a review, it helps so much. Please You can just write a few words. That would be great too. And if you do submit a review, we will read it on the show. Well,
if it's a 5-star.
If it's a 5-star. If it's a 1-star and you're ripping us, maybe not. But if it's a 5-star review, we will definitely read it on the show. Exactly. So that's it. Thanks for listening to another episode of the Hyperion Adventures podcast. We look forward to sharing some time with you again next week and for the entire year 9 of this show. Until that time, I'm Tom.
I'm Michelle.
And we hope that you have a magical week.
Bye.